Hey everybody, this is George Carroll, and I'm here with my good friend Clint Arthur. Clint, you want to say hello?
Hello everybody, I'm Clint Arthur. Welcome to this special video. Thanks for having me on here, George.
Yeah, man, you bet. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is George Carroll, author of The Homeless Motivational Speaker. And recently, I did a training with Clint out in Hollywood for about 2 days and also took his online course. And it's opened up doors where there were only walls. So, Clint specializes in helping people who are magic messengers get their message out into the world through TV appearances. And since I worked with Clint over the last couple of weeks, I've already got 3 TV appearances scheduled in Texas that I'll be doing here coming really soon. But Clint, I wanted to ask you, you have this program, you have this brand, you have this niche. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're up to and how you're helping people?
Visibility, my friends. Standing out. How do you stand out in the crowded marketplace? This is the problem that we all face. And if you think social media is going to help you get visibility and stand out from the crowd, you're kidding yourself. It's never going to happen. You need something special. You need an edge. You need an advantage. And my friends, the good news is that local TV can be your advantage. Because, like it or not, people still have respect for those logos. ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, even the CW logo carries weight. Why? Because these are the only curated mediums that any normal person has any chance of getting into. See, there are producers who have to decide if you are good enough to get on their show. And if you can pass their inspection, then you've been curated, you have been approved, you have been screened and vetted, and there is no other vetting organizations out there right now. Anybody can go on YouTube, anybody can post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. That's why nobody believes anything that's in the internet anymore, because anybody can post anything they want. But according to a recent survey, 81% of people believe what they see on local TV news and talk shows. And so what I have come up with is a formula for how anybody, an author, speaker, coach, entrepreneur, anybody with a message who wants to make a difference and a fortune can share their message and get themselves on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and CW news and talk shows in local cities all across the country. And the beauty of it all, as George has found out, is that once you know the formula, you can book yourself on small shows, and then you work your way up to medium-sized shows, and then large shows. I personally have booked myself all the way up to NBC New York, CBS Los Angeles, ABC and NBC Chicago. I've been on The Daily Buzz. I've been on The Today Show.
And Clint, you were once a Los Angeles cab driver, is that right?
Well, on New Year's Eve of the millennium, I had my crisis point. I had been trying to be an actor, a screenwriter, a movie star like my idol Spike Lee for almost 13 years, and had been driving a taxi for the last 6 of them. And on New Year's Eve of the millennium, I was laying in my little bunk on a little boat I was surviving on in Los Angeles, Marina del Rey. There was no heat. I was freezing, and I just couldn't take it anymore. And I quit writing and just focused on making money. And making money is great, but it didn't give me the satisfaction because I wasn't sharing my message. I wasn't expressing myself. I was just a slave to the almighty dollar. And then I started writing again in 2009, and in 2010 I spent a lot of money on a publicist to try to book me on TV shows. And finally my wife said, hey, look, you're not very good at TV. If you want to get better at TV, you're going to need to do a lot more. But why do you have to keep paying this lady to do it? Why don't you try booking yourself? And it took me months to figure out, how do you book yourself on TV? But in that first year, think about this. In a whole year's time, I managed to book myself on 7 TV appearances. My second year, I booked myself on 20 more. And my 32nd television appearance was NBC New York. My 56th television appearance was The Today Show.
And what did doing all that, going through the ranks, what did that open up for your world and your business?
I think I heard a motivational speaker say one time, it's not the $1 million you earn, but what you become in the process of earning the $1 million. And that really was the same thing for me with the TV shows. It wasn't the Today Show But what I became in the process of getting on the Today Show, because I've become a much better speaker. I've developed so much more self-confidence. I have developed more poise. I've appeared on some of the biggest stages in the expert industry. I've spoken for Mike Koenig's on his stage numerous times. I've spoken on Lisa Sasovich's main stage at Speak to Self Boot Camp. I've spoken at, I mean, I've been all over the place, and it's only because I have the credibility, the authority, and the chops of having appeared on all these TV shows, and all that's in my sizzle reel. I have all the videos to prove it. Nothing bothers me more than seeing those guys who have all the logos, right, as seen on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, but then you go to their website and they don't have any video of them on it. You know, that's a whole scam that's going on there right now. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about here is, hey, you go on real TV shows. You go on ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox TV shows produced by the networks themselves. They have real journalists asking you real questions. It just so happens that they ask you the questions that we tell them to ask you most of the time. Yeah. Because you set up, like the way I teach it, I give you this formula. It basically hands the programming material to the producer on a silver platter, which is why they book you. They can't resist it because there's no work for them to do.
So awesome, man. So Clint's obviously really passionate and long-witted. If you're watching this video, we want to invite you to a webinar that Clint's going to be doing, and it's really going over his formula on how you can take your message and maybe even your book and get it out into the world through TV appearances. So this is something I'm super excited about, because even though Clint, he's very direct, he's very in your face, and the most important thing is that he helps create results. I mean, Clint, how many people have you trained to help get on TV so far?
I've trained almost 300 authors, speakers, coaches, and entrepreneurs, and they have booked themselves. See, I didn't book them. I teach them how to book themselves, and they've booked themselves on more than 1,459 television appearances in just a little over 2 years, okay?
Damn! So this is why I'm so excited. You know, I spent a weekend with Clint. I learned from his online program, and I got booked immediately. I booked myself immediately, and I thought, there's so many people in my tribe, in my network, who could use this kind of training because they've got this powerful message. Maybe you've already got a book. Maybe you're already a speaker. Maybe you're already a coach or a consultant, and you just want to take it to another level. As Clint's talking about, TV is definitely the way to do that. So we want to invite you to sign up for this webinar that we're doing. All the dates and the information is here on this page. So all you have to do is enter your name and your email address, and you'll get all the information through an automated email. And Clint's going to show you step by step his formula on how you can take your message, your magic, and get it out into the world through the power of television. Any last words of wisdom here, Clint?
If you have any desire to be somebody in this world, then you have to show up for this webinar, because this is the cutting edge, my friends. This is the vanguard, and it's never going to be easier to get on TV. It's only going to get harder as more and more of my students get out there and start using this technology to book themselves on shows. You're going to have more and more competition. Get in now while it's early, and you can be on the cutting edge and get a head start over everybody, because I am looking forward to seeing you on television.
You're going to love this guy. So if you've been watching me in my journey at all, you've been seeing me move really fast. And Clint has been one of my mentors that has helped me gain more exposure through television. And his formula is very precise. It's very precise. And he's going to teach it to you on the webinar. So I'm so pumped for you to learn some of these strategies and tools and Clint's formula so you can get your message out into the world. How does it get even better than that? All right, Clint. Well, we'll see everybody who signs up on the webinar, and thanks for being here, man.